This video shows the solution to a rather tricky problem in your text, and this is the 3D model that goes along with it. And you can see it has plenty of flat faces, okay, but you can see it also has a curved line here. Alright, and if I switch over to the right side view, you can tell that it's kind of almost like you had this object and then a cylinder was subtracted, or a quarter of a cylinder was subtracted from this object. Okay, it's not a big deal. Okay, we're going to work our way through it. There are 3 flat faces that we can do pretty quick, but then we get into these curved faces. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on the easy surfaces first, and then I'll work on the curved surfaces, and finally I will do the hidden lines in the back. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to switch over to our AutoCAD drawing. I've pre-numbered this, and of course you want to number yours the same. One thing about it, in a previous video when we had a cylinder, we used quadrants. We don't really have to do that in this video because the quadrants actually line up with real points, okay, on the object, okay, but you can still think of it as quadrants. That's fine. So I guess we'll just jump right into it. I'm already on my construction layer. I'm going to type L for line and then PER for perpendicular, and I want to project perpendicular to the angled face, and I'm just going to do the 1, 2, 3, 4 plane to start off with. I'm going to copy that line to here, and then I'm going to draw some perpendicular lines. Alright, and this is going to be my reference plane in the back. Now I'm on from all my points of interest in my right side view. I'm going to do the same thing. This will be my reference plane. I'll copy that line around. Alright, so now I have my lines ready for my offsets. That's what I'll do next. Alright, so I've got my grid started. Now I'll just draw plane 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll switch over to my visible layer. Okay, and I'll just start off on the back corner here. Okay, and that's actually point 3 if I look at my numbering scheme. Okay, and then I'll go down to find point 4. That's point 4, and then point 2 is right here, and then point 1, and then back to point 3 at the beginning. Alright, so now I want to draw the 1, 2, 5, 6 plane. Alright, and I need to copy over some of these lines again to points 5 and 6. Alright, and you'll notice that my object that I just drew is on top. Okay, and I actually just need to click on it, right click, draw order, and send to back, so I can actually select my grid so I can extend my grid lines, okay, across. I want to extend the one from point 5 to the reference plane in the back. Now I can't see my object. Well, I can do the same thing again. I can just click where I know my object is, right click, draw order, send to back. Okay, and now I can see one of the lines for my object. I can click on the object, draw order, bring to front. Okay, that's a little tedious, but you know, once you've done it a few times, you kind of just zip right through it. So I'm on my visible layer. Now I'm going to do points or plane 1, 2, 5, 6. I'm going to start here at point 1, And now I want to find point 5. Well, point 5 is in the front according to the right side view there, and it projects down this line. Point 6 will be right here, okay, because you can see point 6 lies on the front and the right side view. We already found point 2, okay, and point 2 is right there, okay, so that's what plane 1, 2, 5, 6 looks like. And those are the two easiest surfaces we can work with. Now we're getting into the surfaces that actually have a curve incorporated into it. Now plane 5, 6, 13, 9, 11, this one right here in the front, you can't actually see that from your auxiliary view, so you don't need to worry about that. But what we do need to do is work on our curved surface. But I think before we get started with that, I'm going to go ahead, this line 9, 10 will project nicely, and I think I'll go ahead and finish drawing my grid to my other points of interest. So I'm going to do those two things real quick. Alright, now I'm going to extend to the back, and I'm going to use the fillet command F, R, and a radius of 0. Remember, R is for radius. Alright, and I'm going to extend these other lines. And again, one of the objects I drew was in the way, so I'll use the draw order again, send that to the back, extend my grid line, then bring the object back up to the front. Alright, so this is similar to one of our previous videos. We have this cylinder cut out, and we know it's going to project as an ellipse, okay, but we only have a partial circle to work with, and we had to find our center mark, or center point of our circle, because that'll be the same point as the center point of our ellipse. Luckily, the center mark, or the center of the circle, see how I can word this, the crosshairs coming up line up with the planes on the bottom and the right side of the object, okay, so that'll help us out tremendously. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to draw a line out from the edge of the object, the very corner, okay, and this is just like a visual representation of where the center mark is on the circle over on the right side here, okay. Now I'm going to draw a line over, excuse me, first I need to go back to my construction layer. I'm just going to lay a line over my visible line here, okay, and this is again in my construction layer, and then I will extend it down to this horizontal line I just drew, okay. Now the reason I did that, you'll find out in a minute, I'm trying to project up my center point to my auxiliary view, okay, and that's really an easy way to do it. So I'm going to copy this line down to that intersection point. I'm going to extend these down, okay. Now I can go ahead and tell you that the center of the circle here, okay, the center of the circle is here in the right side view. The center of the corresponding ellipse will be right here at this point, okay. To draw my ellipse, all I need to do is take one measurement. That's 2.424. Again, that's just my measurement. That's not going to be yours. 2.424. Okay. And I will offset that behind the reference plane, and you'll see why I'm doing that here in a minute. Now I'm going to go back into my visible layer and draw an ellipse. Alright, so my extremities are going to be at this point, okay, this extreme here, and it's going to lie along this line. So it's one line back, and then back over this way. Alright, that's going to be one of my axes. Alright, now you can see that the top of the circle, which will also be the top of the ellipse, corresponds with this point. Okay, and there's its center point. Alright, now all I need to do is trim out the part that I don't need. And my AutoCAD was giving me some trouble there. So I just need to trim out the part of the ellipse I don't need. Alright, and you can see it there. And also that actually ends at line 910. Okay. Now we haven't actually placed line 910, which we should probably do. Alright, and that projects over from the front line to the third line along this projection line. And you can see that the ellipse we just drew runs through the same point. So we know that it was done correctly. Alright. Now I can just go ahead and visually fill in the blanks there, basically on the projected view. You know, you can pretty much get an idea what that's going to look like. Okay. This video is actually running pretty long. I'm going to go ahead and finish it up, and we will pick up in video 2.